in spiritual, mythical, and religious narratives across various cultures and traditions. Often portrayed as a figure destined for great purpose, the Chosen One's journey is not just a path of triumph and glory, but also of profound suffering and challenge. Being chosen has various meanings for different people. However, when we talk about being chosen by God, it means that God has personally selected you to fulfill a unique role that involves helping others in your time. This selection is not random. It's like being hand-picked for an important task. Being chosen is indeed a great honor. It's a blessing that comes with its own set of challenges. Those who are chosen often face difficulties because they possess special spiritual gifts. These individuals are highly aware and alert, with a deep consciousness that sets them apart. They have the ability to understand and feel what others are going through in a way that most people can't. Their minds work in ways that are different from the majority, which makes them exceptional. Because of their unique gifts, chosen ones often feel a sense of being different. They don't always fit in with everyone else because they see and do things in their own unique way. This distinctiveness makes them stand out, but it can also be the source of their struggles. They are set apart for a mission that is much bigger than themselves, which is both a privilege and a challenge. They have the ability to see, hear, and feel things that others cannot, whether it's through dreams, visions, or a strong sense of intuition. This deeper understanding and perception mean they experience the world in a way that is beyond the ordinary. Knowing more and feeling more deeply, however, comes with its own set of challenges. Imagine a family as a building, and at the heart of this building is a pillar that keeps everything standing. If this pillar falls, the whole structure is at risk. Chosen ones are like these crucial pillars within their families. They are placed there to hold everything together, to guide their loved ones out of darkness and into the light. But being this pillar means they often bear a great weight. God selects certain individuals to make a significant impact, not just in their own families, but across generations. Yet this path is not an easy one. The world does not simply step aside for these chosen ones. It challenges them at every turn. They may face opposition not just from the world at large, but sometimes from within their own families. They carry a remarkable honor, yet paradoxically, they often find the least recognition among the very people they are sent to assist. Inside them lies a profound purpose and capability, but it is this same inner gift that can lead to their being misunderstood, disliked, and even persecuted. The path of a chosen one is fraught with hurdles, and opposition comes from every direction. This resistance is not random. It is a direct response to the potential for good they have within them. Life tends to be simpler for those who have not yet awakened to the purpose God has instilled in them. It's when a person realizes their destiny to make a significant impact on earth that their journey becomes steeped in challenges. Suddenly, life is no longer straightforward. It becomes a battleground where every step forward is contested. However, for the chosen ones, these challenges serve as a confirmation of their calling. The very fact that they encounter such trials is a testament to their importance. The enemy does not waste time with those who pose no threat to its agenda. It targets those whose potential to bring about positive change is greatest. Thus, the struggles and opposition they face are not signs of failure, but markers of their significant role in the world's story. Just as a thief wouldn't waste time breaking into an empty house, the enemy doesn't bother with people who aren't on a path to do something meaningful or carry something of value. Your suffering as a chosen one is not random. It's because you have a significant role to play here. The greatest example of this is seen in the life of Jesus, who brought light into the world and endured suffering more than anyone else. This shows us that suffering is often a part of a much larger plan, a necessary path for those carrying the greatest light and potential for change. So when you find yourself facing hardships, don't be disheartened or feel bad about yourself. Instead, recognize that the challenges you face are a sign of the important changes you are meant to stir up. The principle that to whom much is given, much is expected, applies here. It's a reminder that significant blessings and responsibilities often come with substantial challenges. Accept and embrace the suffering as part of your journey. It's not a sign that you've gone astray, but rather evidence that you're moving towards something important. Use these challenges as a catalyst for growth and continue pushing forward toward your breakthrough. This journey of embracing and overcoming suffering is not just about enduring hardship, but is a profound process of transformation, preparing you to fulfill your unique purpose. Your breakthrough holds immense importance, and it's crucial to understand that it extends far beyond your personal gain. When you are chosen, your purpose isn't just about your own growth or success. Think of your breakthrough as a key that unlocks doors, not just for you, but for many others around you. When you overcome challenges and reach new heights, you pave the way for others to follow. Your victories are not just your own, they're shared with your family, your community, and even those who come after you. For instance, consider the moment a chosen one overcomes financial hardship within their family. This achievement isn't just about escaping poverty, it's about changing the course of the future for many. With financial barriers removed, education becomes accessible, opportunities open up, and a cycle of prosperity begins. This transformation often stems from the chosen one's inherent drive to support, care for, and uplift others, a quality instilled by God. Being recognized as the chosen one within your family indeed comes with its unique set of challenges. The path is not easy, and at times, the weight of the expectations placed upon you can feel overwhelming. However, giving up is not an option, for the simple reason that the well-being and future of many others hinge on your ability to persevere and triumph. Your journey is marked by suffering, yet it's essential to remember the strength that lies within you. You are strong, stronger than you may realize. The responsibility of being the chosen one was entrusted to you because you possess an unparalleled strength of spirit. It's this inner fortitude that equips you to face your struggles head-on and emerge victorious. Embrace the challenges that come your way with open arms. Understand that your struggles are not just obstacles, but opportunities to demonstrate your true capabilities.
Have you ever felt like you didn't belong, even around your own blood? Like you were born into a family that could never truly see you? The way you think, the way you feel, the way you carry pain that isn't even yours. It's like your soul showed up centuries ahead of the people around you. They laugh when you cry. They settle when you dream. And deep down, you've always known you're not like them. But here's the truth they never told you. You're not broken. You're not lost. You're chosen. And being chosen doesn't come with comfort. It comes with purpose. A purpose that feels like fire in your chest, like silence in a crowded room, like God whispering your name when no one else remembers you exist. Because in every family line, in every generation, there's always one. Just one soul bold enough, brave enough, awake enough to break the patterns no one else could, to carry the weight, so the others can breathe. And if this video found you today, it's not by accident. You were meant to hear this message, to remember who you are, and why you were born into that specific family, because what feels like a curse is actually your calling. So stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, we're going to unlock the spiritual reason behind why there's only one chosen one in every family. And if you're still watching, maybe that one is you. Before we dive in, if your spirit is already resonating with this, click like, not for the algorithm, but as a declaration. If you haven't subscribed yet, this is your sign, and drop 99 in the comments as a prophetic number that represents the one God leaves the 99 to go after. Because you are that one. Now, let's go deeper. Let's be honest. Being the chosen one doesn't feel like a victory. It feels like war, a quiet war, invisible to everyone around you, but raging inside you. You're not just carrying your own pain, you're carrying the trauma your family never dared to name. You walk into rooms and feel energies shift. You sense things no one talks about. You see patterns, and know deep down, they stop with you. You weren't given this role because you were the strongest. You were given it because you were the most willing. Willing to confront what others run from. Willing to question what others blindly follow. Willing to hurt, if it means the next generation heals. You forgive people who never apologized. You give love where none was taught. You break habits that feel centuries old, and no one claps for it. No one sees it. But heaven does. Because you're not being punished. You're being positioned. The isolation? That's God pulling you aside to sharpen you in silence. The delays? That's divine timing, aligning your life with something far bigger than comfort. The constant tension? That's the weight of destiny, sitting on your shoulders. Others were allowed to rest in dysfunction. You were called to rise through it. Because when God chooses someone to carry the oil, He also allows them to feel the crushing. That's what they don't see. They see your strength, but not your scars. They see your light, but not the nights you begged God to take the calling away. But He didn't, because He knew you wouldn't. Quit, and maybe you've asked yourself, why does it feel like I'm always the one under fire? Why do I cry over things no one else even notices? Why is peace so rare and the battle so constant? Because you're not just living for yourself. You're living for everyone who came before you and everyone who'll come after. You are the bridge, the wall, the first of your kind. And there's something else you need to know. Something no one's ever told you. The burden isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your awakening, and in the next few minutes, you're going to see why carrying this weight was never about surviving. It was about transforming everything that touches you. Keep watching. What's coming next might just explain the part of your life you've never been able to understand. Until now, let's talk about something most people run from. Divine isolation. Not loneliness, isolation. That sacred, silent space where everything familiar disappears. Where even those closest to you no longer feel close. Where your own family looks at you, but doesn't see you. And maybe that's been your story. You show up with love, and they respond with distance. You speak truth, and they call it rebellion. You shine too bright, and they get uncomfortable. But listen carefully. You're not being abandoned. You're being set apart, because chosen ones are never placed in the crowd. They're pulled out of it. They walk different, think different, see different. Not because they're better, but because their vision stretches beyond the limits of the people around them. You can't carry a heavenly assignment and expect earthly approval. Even Jesus said, "A prophet is without honor in his own home." Even Joseph had dreams of royalty, and his brothers threw him in a pit. Not because he was weak, but because they could sense the crown before it ever touched his head. That's what divine isolation is. It's God removing you from noise, from patterns, from distractions, so He can prepare you in secret. Because before God elevates you publicly, He will always hide you privately. Think about it. The butterfly doesn't grow wings in the wind. It grows them in the dark, in silence, in a cocoon no one understands. So if you've been feeling like no one gets you, if you've been wondering why doors closed, why friendships faded, why your own family seems distant, pause. You're not being punished. You're being positioned. The isolation is not the end. It's the hallway between your past and your purpose. A sacred space where God does His deepest work, without applause, without audience, but with eternal intention. Because here's the secret. The greater the call, the deeper the separation. And maybe right now, you're walking through your own spiritual wilderness. You feel unseen, unheard, forgotten. But heaven hasn't forgotten you. It's forming you. God is crafting something so rare, so needed. that it had to be done away from the eyes of others. And when your time comes, when the cocoon breaks, when the pit turns into a throne, the same people who doubted you will have no choice but to witness the elevation. But before that moment comes, you need to understand one more thing. Something that might explain why you feel everything so deeply, and why your heart was designed to carry more than most. That truth is what we'll uncover next, and it just might awaken a gift inside you didn't even know you had. You ever feel like you're carrying an awareness that no one else around you has? Like while everyone else is laughing, you're weeping inside. While they're distracted by the world's noise, you're listening to a voice no one else hears. While they sleep soundly, you can't shake the feeling that something in your family is off. It's like you're living with a heightened sense. Every word feels heavier, every glance cuts deeper, every silence speaks louder. And the strangest part, you can feel things others can't even begin to notice. The way your sister's smile doesn't quite reach her eyes. The tension in your parents' voices, even when they say nothing's wrong. The storm brewing under the surface of your family's calm. You feel it all. You know it all. And in moments of crisis, when the world spins into panic, while others start to fall apart, you're the one who prays. You're the one who stands, eyes closed, knowing that there is something greater at work. It's not that you're immune to fear. It's that you have something stronger, a divine sensitivity that guides you when everything else around you seems chaotic. This, my friend, is not weakness. This is spiritual strength in its purest form. You weren't born to blend in. You weren't born to follow the noise of the world. You were born to be the lighthouse in your family's storm. The one who sees past the surface, who feels the tremors before the quake, who hears the quiet warning before the flood. God has given you a rare gift, a gift of discernment, of spiritual sensitivity, not to make you a victim, but to make you a protector. You can see the cracks in the foundation before they break. You can sense danger long before it's visible. And when the world rushes to the wrong answers, you'll be the one who points to the truth. Maybe you've felt the weight of this sensitivity before. Maybe it's been a burden more than a blessing. Maybe it's felt like no one understands the depth of what you're carrying. But listen carefully. You were chosen for this. Because the ones who feel deeply are the ones who can stand in the gap, who can hold the spiritual fort for the ones who can't yet see. You, my friend, are the divine watchman over your family. And when the storm comes, you'll be the one they turn to. But there's more to this story. More to why you were given this sensitivity. And when you uncover this secret, it will change the way you see yourself forever. Let's dive into the next layer of your calling. Because the reason you feel everything isn't just about you. It's about the legacy you're meant to protect. Let's speak the truth. Most families never dare to say out loud. Every bloodline has its shadows, cycles that hide in silence, patterns that repeat, generation after generation, like invisible chains passed down from parent to child. Poverty, that's accepted as just how it is. Addiction that's buried behind shame and denial. Emotional silence that echoes louder than any scream. Abuse swept under the rug. Dreams suffocated before they even begin. But then, a disruptor is born. A soul so different, so awake, so spiritually wired for war that it shakes the very DNA of the family tree. That soul is you. You're not here to continue what was. You're here to end it, to confront the strongholds everyone else avoided, to feel the pain no one else dared to process, to look at the mess and say, "It stops with me. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's lonely. Yes, you've questioned if it's fair, but listen, you were never meant to fit in. You were born to rebuild. And that kind of mission comes with a cost. It costs comfort. It costs belonging. It costs pretending that things are fine when your spirit knows they're not. But here's what no one told you growing up. You carry spiritual DNA that's been coded for transformation. What broke them won't break you. What silenced them will only make you speak louder. You are not just here to break chains. You are here to build altars. Altars of healing. Altars of restoration. Altars of truth, where lies once reigned. You are the first in your family to say, "I forgive, so I can be free. I won't carry what was never mine. I'll raise my children in peace, not fear. I will bless the next generation with a new beginning." You are the one your ancestors prayed for, even if they never lived to see you. You are the answered prayer to someone else's silent cry. You are the reset your bloodline has been waiting for. And while others may not understand your journey, heaven knows exactly who you are. You are the warrior God sent into the middle of the fire, not to burn, but to pull others out, to turn curses into callings, wounds into wisdom, pain into power, and now, here you are, standing at the intersection of history and destiny. But there's still one final truth you haven't uncovered yet. A truth that explains why, even after everything you've survived, you still feel this pull inside your soul. A holy tension. A divine restlessness, because your story doesn't end with breaking, it ends with something far greater. And that final revelation is what we'll uncover next. They may not see you now. They may whisper, question, or even mock you behind closed doors. Why are you so distant? Why do you always choose the harder path? Why do you pray when everyone else laughs? Why do you feel so much? Why do you care so deeply? Why can't you just be normal? But here's the truth. The chosen one was never born to be understood in the moment. Because chosen ones live not for now, but for what comes after. While others seek applause, you've been quietly sowing seeds, invisible to the world, uncelebrated, unnoticed. But one day, those seeds will grow into freedom. Freedom your children will walk in without even knowing the price you paid. Freedom your family will taste without realizing whose obedience made it possible. You are not just making better decisions. You are breaking invisible ceilings. You are digging wells of wisdom, so no one behind you has to thirst again. You are clearing the land so future generations can build without bleeding. And when they ask, why is our family different now? Why is peace finally our normal? Why do I feel so protected? The answer will echo through the bloodline like a sacred whisper. Because someone said yes, when it would have been easier to run. That someone was you. You are the fulfillment of ancient prayers, the continuation of a divine legacy. Your obedience is not just for today, it's eternal. The angels know your name. Heaven records your sacrifices. And God has not missed a single tear you've shed in secret. You are walking through fire not to be consumed, but to become the flame that lights the way for everyone coming after you. And maybe, just maybe, years from now, a child in your bloodline will rise with a fire in their eyes, a strength in their voice, and a peace in their soul. And they won't even know why. But you will. You'll know it's because you stood when it hurt. You obeyed when it cost. You believed when it was lonely. You chose purpose over applause. And the world may never give you a trophy, but heaven has already crowned you. But wait. Before we end this journey, there's one last truth you need to hear. One last moment that will bring everything full circle. Stay with me. Because this final revelation is where everything clicks into place. If you've always felt different, distant, or deeply burdened, it's not because you're broken. It's because you were born for battle. It's because God saw the generations before you and decided enough was enough. He looked down, the line of your bloodline, and said, this one, this soul, this heart, this warrior will carry the shift. You are not a mistake. You are not too sensitive. You are not too intense. You are spiritually coded for the impossible. Yes, it's a lonely road. Yes, you've cried in rooms where no one noticed. Yes, the weight has nearly crushed you at times, but listen closely. You're not walking alone. Heaven has been with you since the beginning. The silence. It wasn't abandonment, it was strategy. The pain. It wasn't punishment, it was preparation. The isolation. It wasn't rejection, it was revelation. Because those who carry legacy must first walk through fire. And you didn't just survive it. You're shining because of it. There is something about you that hell tried to silence before you could even speak. But you're still here. Still breathing. Still rising. You were chosen for such a time as this. So here's my final blessing to your spirit. May every curse that haunted your family bow to the light you carry. May your voice break generational silence. May your hands build what fear tried to destroy. And may your life become proof that God always saves the best warrior for the hardest battle. You are not just changing your story, you are rewriting destiny. And this world has no idea what's about to rise through you. If this spoke to your soul, if something deep inside you woke up while watching, I want you to comment right now. I am the shift. Not because you're seeking attention, but because you're declaring alignment. You're saying to heaven, yes, I receive it, I accept it, I walk in it. And when you do that, you don't just end a video, you begin a movement. So rise, chosen one. Your time is now. Your voice matters. Your legacy begins today. I am the shift. Type it, declare it, live it, and never look back.
In the vast expanse of
You may have envied in others, but that void was filled not by human hands but by divine intention. He needed you to be free from the confines of earthly attachment, because your mission goes beyond the typical bonds that tether most people. Your calling requires a different kind of strength, the kind that is not cushioned by constant affirmation or maternal warmth. Instead, you are sustained by the immeasurable, unshakable force of God's love. His hand, unseen by many, has been shaping you in ways that can only be revealed through such separation. Look at the world as a battlefield, and you are a soldier trained in isolation for a war you may not even have known you were fighting. Others may have relied on the comfort of their mothers, but God required you to learn how to fight alone. In the quiet of your isolation, you found Him. In the emptiness left by the absence of a mother's love, you discovered a love that is perfect without fault, a love that doesn't fade or fail. Your survival in this seeming void has prepared you for a strength others cannot understand, a resilience others cannot match. The separation you've endured is your training ground, not a punishment. It's the sculptor's chisel on the block of marble, cutting away the unnecessary to reveal the masterpiece within. Every moment of distance has been an intentional stroke, carving you into the vessel God needs for His work. It may have felt like a burden, like a weight too heavy to carry, but that burden was always intended to become the wings that lift you higher. God, in His wisdom, has removed earthly comfort to bestow upon you divine purpose. You were never meant to follow the crowd or to be held by the same bonds that hold others. He separated you to sanctify you, to claim you as His own, untainted and unburdened by the world's definitions of love. What you may have seen as absence, God saw as His presence, and what you thought was isolation was your invitation to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. God's separation of you from your mother was never an accident. This emotional and relational distance is a deliberate move, a signal that you are chosen. It might You didn't click on this video by accident. No, this is divine timing. It's because you've been through it. They did you dirty and then had the audacity to play the victim. But listen closely, chosen ones. God saw everything. He witnessed the betrayal, the lies, the schemes they used to twist the story in their favor. They thought they could get away with it. But God had already warned them to leave you alone, and now the consequences are coming. This message is urgent because justice is coming, and while they may still be trying to play the victim, God already knows the truth. They set you up, spread lies, and did everything in their power to destroy your reputation. These weren't just petty rumors. They went out of their way to make you look like the villain. They dragged your name through the mud, trying to tarnish everything you worked for. They wanted people to look at you differently, to make you seem untrustworthy. They even went so far as to try to put legal charges on your back, hoping to mark you with a permanent stain of shame and guilt. But it didn't end there. They didn't stop at attacking your reputation. They targeted every aspect of your life. They tried to poison your relationships with others, whispering lies into the ears of people you trusted. Their plan was to isolate you, to make you feel completely alone and cornered. They wanted you to doubt yourself, to question everything you believed in. They knew that by dragging your name through the mud, they could make others question your integrity, and that's exactly what they did. Spreading rumors that cut deep, targeting your very core. But chosen ones, remember this. No matter how deep their deception goes, the truth always finds its way to the surface. In their attempts to ruin you, they revealed more about themselves. The very lies they told about you are a reflection of their own character. They thought their schemes were foolproof. But what they didn't realize is that every seed of deceit they planted only grew into their own downfall. They underestimated your strength, and more importantly, they underestimated God's protection over your life. After all their dirty deeds, they flipped the script. Suddenly the same people who wronged you became the ones crying foul. They played the victim, making it seem like you were the one causing the problems. They twisted the narrative so expertly that some people may have even believed them. It's like watching someone set a fire and then acting like they're the ones who got burned. But chosen ones, here's the truth. God saw their deception. Even when they convinced others that they were innocent, God knew their hearts. They were masters of manipulation. Every move they made was calculated, not just to harm you, but to position themselves as the victim. They painted a picture of themselves as the ones wronged, casting themselves in a sympathetic light. In their version of events, they were the ones suffering, the ones being unfairly targeted. And for a while, it may have worked. People believed them, and you were left standing in the ruins of the reputation they tried to destroy. But God doesn't just see actions, He sees intentions. While they played the victim to the world, God knew exactly who was responsible for the pain and chaos. He saw through the facade, and He's not fooled by their games. It may have seemed like they were getting away with it, but rest assured, the scales of justice are tipping back in your favor. Their mask is slipping, and soon enough everyone will see them for who they truly are. While others believed their lies and deception, God knew the truth. He saw through the charade and witnessed every act of betrayal. You may have felt isolated and abandoned during this time, as people turned against you. But God never left your side. He was there watching, documenting every injustice done to you, and while they thought they could get away with it, God's eyes were always on them. Every tear you shed, every silent prayer, He heard it all. And here's the thing, God doesn't just watch passively. He's a God of justice, and when He sees His chosen ones being attacked, He moves. It may have felt like you were standing alone in the storm, but God was already setting things in motion behind the scenes. What you thought was a season of silence was really a time of preparation. God was preparing to expose every lie, to flip every false narrative, and to bring you out stronger than before. In those quiet moments, when you wondered if anyone was on your side, God was working. He was placing people in your life who would see through the lies, who would stand by your side when the truth came to light. Your enemies thought they were clever, but they forgot that nothing escapes God's view. He saw everything, and now it's only a matter of time before His divine justice is revealed. Their attacks weren't random. They were calculated, fueled by pure spite and jealousy. They saw your light, your potential, and it scared them. They couldn't handle the greatness that you carried within you. Instead of working on themselves, they focused their energy on trying to dim your light. Jealousy is a powerful force, and when they realized they couldn't compete with your spirit, they tried to bring you down. It wasn't about what you did wrong. It was about their own insecurities. The truth is, they envied everything you represented, your strength, your resilience, your unwavering faith. You didn't have to pretend to be someone you weren't, and that threatened them. They couldn't stand to see you succeed, to see you rise above the limitations they tried to place on you. Every time you excelled, it reminded them of their own shortcomings, and instead of confronting their own flaws, they chose to attack you. Their jealousy was a reflection of their own inner turmoil. They hated you because your spirit made them uncomfortable. Your light exposed their darkness, and they couldn't handle that. They couldn't figure out why. Despite all their efforts to bring you down, you continued to rise. Their jealousy blinded them to the reality that your greatness was God-given, something they could never take away from you. They thought they could snuff out your flame, but in trying to do so, they only made it burn brighter. In their twisted minds, they believed they were untouchable. They thought that they could do whatever they wanted, that no one would ever catch on to their schemes. They acted behind closed doors, confident that no one would see their true nature. They even thought that God himself wouldn't notice their evil deeds. But let me tell you something, God doesn't miss a thing. Especially when it comes to his chosen ones, there is no hiding. They thought they were above reproach, but their arrogance was their downfall. They reveled in their false sense of power, thinking they could manipulate situations and people to their advantage without consequence. They looked down on you, believing that they could outsmart both you and God. Their arrogance was blinding, making them think they were immune to accountability. But chosen ones never forget, God humbles the proud. They may have felt invincible for a time, but now reality is closing in on them. That false sense of superiority has shattered. The very people who once walked with their heads held high in arrogance are now struggling to keep up appearances. They thought they could hide behind their lies forever, but God has a way of pulling back the curtain. The time has come for them to face the truth, and they are beginning to realize that no amount of pride can shield them from the consequences of their actions. Now that the masks have fallen, it's time for you to rise. The obsidian inner circle, powered by astral atom, is the space where the real chosen ones come together to rise above the illusions. While they struggle to keep up appearances, we're stepping into a realm of truth and unshakable power.